friends. Grief makes you do some weird shit. I literally just got out of the vet's office and I'm sitting in the parking lot. Lily passed very peacefully, but I'm just gonna like indulge myself today. So that's what we're doing. I've always wanted to do the ultimate book video, which is where you sort of vlog your day, you go to the bookstore, you pick out a book and you read it in the same vlog and you give whatever. Also, I'm a very big proponent of, as Shonda Rhimes puts it, putting food on it. So I'm gonna put some food on this. I'm gonna go get some of my favorite things. I'm not gonna worry about how I'm gonna feel tomorrow after eating some of these favorite things. That's what we're doing. I don't know what book I'm gonna get. I don't know what I'm gonna read. I'm just throwing the rest of my TBR out the window. It is Saturday, August 30th. I have a 3-day weekend, all of today, tomorrow, and Monday. I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch Star Trek because that is very comforting. Captain Pike is my favorite. I'm gonna head to Barnes & Noble first, I think, or maybe I might stop. You know what? No. Here's what's gonna happen. Going to Barnes & Noble. I need caffeine because I'm getting a headache because I haven't had anything today. I'm gonna get maybe like a little treat, like a little cookie or something, and then I'm gonna get a book, and then we're gonna go get cheesesteaks because I freaking love cheesesteaks. And then I'm gonna go to, there's this place called Jeremiah's that is a absolutely ridiculous place where they sell gelato and Italian ice. And there's this like layered chocolate mint thing that is, it's out of, it's over the top, but I want it. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch Star Trek. So, and then maybe read. But I'm gonna watch Star Trek first and then probably take a nap with Pippin. I brought her favorite blanket so she could be comfy, and I'm gonna show it to Pippin so hopefully he'll understand what happened. I don't know, it's wild. I don't know if anyone's gonna wanna watch this with me being like this. But hey, yeah, anyway, I'll see you at Barnes & Noble. pumpkin spice cake pop. I've got a strawberry matcha coming, and I'm going to sit here and read this. Well, I know I want this, but this is not going to be my book today. I just want it. And then I'm going to decide which book I'm going to get. Okay, bye. Oops. Alright, I made up my mind. I still want to read this, but I'm going to library it. I still want to read this, but I'm going to do the audio. And I do eventually want to buy this, but there's 2 other books that I want to buy more today, so sorry, Stephen. I've actually, because it's a flippy flop, so you flop it over and it's 2 books in one. They're novellas. I've already read The Babysitter Lives on novella and on audio, so not too urgent. I just saw it and I wanted it, but then I looked at my budget. So, going with, not sure which one I'm going to read, but I have to buy both. Late Night Witches, just because Orly Wallace writes about grief and witches and sisterhood and like cozy horror, cozy magic stuff. And I really liked the book that I read from her, so I've been wanting this. And I think the one I'm going to read, I'm not positive, is A Novel Murder, which is about the murder of a literary agent at a literary festival, and the main character is an author whose books don't sell very well. I think I'm really in the mood for this. So my comfort genre is murder. Also, I realized I forgot to ask for oat milk, so this is gonna be painful, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine. Now I'm hungry. I dropped half of my pumpkin spice cake pop on the floor. Oh, that was upsetting. It's not as good as the vanilla one, sadly. Maybe it's just it was too cold. I don't know. But I'm gonna go purchase these. I might also pick up a 50% off hardcover if I find one. I purposely did not go over there because I didn't want to find one. But it's on the way to the cash register. Also, I feel so old right now. I used to work at this Barnes & Noble, which is part of the reason I want to come here, because it's very familiar, it's very comforting. And my old manager is still working here, and she comes over to me. I told her about what's going on. She said hi, we caught up. And then she goes, hey, you want to know something? And then she points over to the table of teenagers, and she goes, hey, that's my daughter. And I looked over, and this daughter, she's enormous. She's so big, she's 18. I remember when she was pregnant. It's really freaking me out. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go bye. Vlogging in public, I guess. Awkward. I did decide the book I'm going to be reading. This vlog is A Novel Murder, and I really just want to read this. And I want to show you the bookmark I got. I got this kitty bookmark in the Barnes & Noble. So my cheesesteak is almost here. I'll show it to you when it arrives. Lots to catch you up on. So I didn't end up, you probably noticed, I didn't end up going to Jeremiah's for the mint chocolate chip chocolate thing, extravaganza. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. But I was on the way other side of town and I saw that brownie and I needed that brownie. So I was like, I'm gonna do this brownie instead of the gelato shaved ice situation. So that's what I did. And I ate too much food and I came home and my mom called and we got all teary about Lily, and then I tried to take a nap, but my brain was too blah. So I didn't actually take a nap. Instead, what I did is I turned on, because I had forgotten, actually, when I bought this, the bookseller who I used to work with, I don't think she remembers me though. I used to work with her when I worked at that Barnes & Noble. Her name is Jill. Hi, Jill. You're not watching this. We were talking about murder mysteries because of that book. Cause she was like, oh yeah, you'll have to let me know if that's good. And then I don't remember how it came about, but our conversation sort of sparked in my memory that Thursday Murder Club had premiered on either the 28th or the 29th. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go home and watch Thursday Murder Club. So I had to restart my Netflix, which is annoying. And I told my mom, I was like, you can watch it too, because she's on my Netflix. Because she doesn't touch it now until I tell her, because one time I had it canceled for budgetary reasons. And she got in there and she was like, why isn't it working? And it was like, do you want to restart? And she goes, yes. And she restarted it and I got a hit on my card. And I was like, damn it, Mom. Anyway, so I told her she could watch it. But anyway, they did a good job. I was worried about some of the casting, particularly Joyce, because I've seen that actress, Celia Imrie, I think her name is, in other things. And she still doesn't really match the Joyce in my head, who is my favorite character in the books. But she was good. She did a good job. And Pierce Brosnan was hilarious. And I can't wait for more movies when we get more with Ibrahim, because he just really doesn't have very much to do in the first one. But I liked it. I was very pleased with how it turned out, and I hope they make the rest of the movies. And then I was like, well, I've got Netflix now, so like what else is on Netflix that I haven't been able to watch, because I haven't had Netflix in like 6 months. And I am going to finally finish Delicious in Dungeon, by the way, which that is an adorable anime series about people in a dungeon eating food. And when I say dungeon, I don't mean they're in like a prisoner in a dungeon. I mean like a dungeon as in Dungeons and Dragons, like an adventure dungeon. So anyway, I could finally finish that. And then I was like, oh my God, people have not shut up about K-pop Demon Hunters. And I can watch it now. So I watched K-pop Demon Hunters also last night. And then by the time I did that and I finished throwing every blanket, towel, pillow, or whatever that I could into the washer and washing it, I don't know why I felt I needed to do that, but I did. I was like, it's time for bed. So I only read like, how does this already have a schmutz on it? This cover. I didn't notice that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this book. So I got 25 pages. So my plan this morning is to put on I'm going to shower first because I'm stinky. And then I'm going to put on a fake fireplace and read this book. It's a really fast read. I only read for like 10 minutes last night, and that's how far I got. I tried to read at the cheesesteak place, but it was too loud. I couldn't concentrate, so I just went home. Plus, it was a little hot in there. What else do I have to catch you up on? Oh, super weird thing that happened this morning. So I don't think Pippin really knows what's going on or what he should do. Cats are weird. Lily was weird when my other cat, Hal, died also. Pippin has always been, he doesn't purr. He is a silent purr, which is the thing apparently. I was really worried about it when I first got him because I could feel it. Like if I put my hand on his throat, I could feel him purring. And that's the only way until now that I could tell. And I Googled it, and apparently it's a thing. Some cats just don't purr out loud. So he's always been this like silent little goofball until this morning when we decided, well, every morning when Lily is snuggling with me, which there was none of that this morning, obviously, but he makes his presence known by crawling onto my chest and just standing on it until I give him scritches. And it usually lasts for 5 minutes at least. Otherwise, he keeps finding my hands and nudging them with his like little wet nose. So I'm scritching all over him, and all of a sudden I hear this rumbling, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? He's freaking purring. It was like deep and kind of like kickstarty and like inconsistent, but it was definitely out loud purring. And then he did that thing they do where they open their mouth and it gets a little louder because you can hear it from their insides too. My take my pills alarm just went off and cut off the video. I don't remember where I was. That's what I was saying. He was doing that thing with his mouth where he opens it up, and like he was purring out loud, and I was like, what is happening? It really freaked me out, because that's not a coincidence that this is happening the day after his sister died, and he's been acting weird. And I was Googling a bunch, and it's concerning. if there hadn't been a trigger, apparently I'm supposed to take him to the vet because it could be like a thyroid problem or it could be something else. But I think what I've pieced together, since he seems otherwise perfectly healthy and fine, I think that he's like self-soothing when their purr changes. It also says as their vocal cords get stronger, their purrs can change, but like it was sudden. Like yesterday he was silent purring and today he was out loud purring. So I don't know, that's super weird. If you guys know what's going on, let me know. I'm gonna go get in the shower, put on my fireplace. Oh, and then I have to make some tea. I just actually had to run to the grocery store to get oat milk for my tea because I was out, and for cereal because I'm gonna want to have a cereal because I just know myself. I haven't had tea yet, so I'm gonna make some tea, put on my fake fireplace, and read my murder mystery, and then I will check in with you later once I actually have something to say about it. I don't know if this is gonna be the best book for vlogging, but this isn't really about the book at this point, right? It's about me and my grief journey over losing my child. Okay, bye. Hi. It's 5:30 and I literally don't even know what I've done all day. Also I might sneeze. I did take like a 3-hour nap, you know, and Pippin took one with me, so he's a good boy. I did want to say I'm this far. It's not that great, sadly. I mean, it's good. I'm going to finish it, but I'm very surprised at how little developmental editing and copy editing it seems to have had. There were some very obvious issues with missing punctuation and missing letters and just typos and stuff. And also it just feels kind of messy. So the author has made the choice to give POVs to all of the suspects. And it is not a big book. Allergies. It's not a big book. So the result of that is that there's way less cohesion in the main plot, which is Jane, the author, who found the body, getting together with some people that she meets at the festival and trying to solve the murder because the cops are not taking books seriously as a motive for murder. And I think that's the best part of it, but it's so scattered, like jumping around from point of view to point of view, that I'm on page 83 and that part of the plot, the investigation hasn't even really started yet. They've just decided they're going to investigate. And this is only a 340 page book. So I just think that the author maybe, and also she mentions in her bio that she used to work in publishing. And I'm like, you should know better, dude. Like, there's some very serious issues with your book here. But that said, I mean, I'm having a nice enough time. It's probably going to be a 3.5 star. But that's fine. I'm heating up some garlic vegetables from Trader Joe's and some turkey meatballs that I'm going to turn from being healthy to not healthy by dipping them in vegan butter. Oh, I know what another thing I did today. I ate a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's non-dairy ice cream. So I'm doing really healthy things. And I think tomorrow I'm going to start doing actually healthy things again, not, you know, self-indulgent things. But anyway, I really don't think I'm going to have too much more to say about this book. The cover's really cool. But I will check in once I finish it. Hello friends, we have reached the end. I have finished A Novel Murdered by E.C. Nevin. This bookmark has been inaugurated into the club of bookmarks chewed by my cat. Only one cat now, obviously. That's what this whole video has been about. Pippin's being very weird, so we're learning how things are going now without a sister in the house. But let's talk about this book. It is currently 11:58 in the morning. I, again, just finished this. It took me longer than I thought it would. This is like a 3.75, which is not a rating that I give out very often, but it's better than a 3.5, but it is not a 4. And I realized the first half of the book was pretty weak because, like I said earlier, there were so many characters and so many different threads, and it was hard to have like one single focus and one thing to hang on to, like emotionally. But then once we had spent enough time with each of the characters, it all started coming together, and I realized like 75% in that I didn't want any of the characters that we were hearing from to be the murderer because I liked them. So I was like, okay, this doesn't deserve a 3.5. Like, that usually implies for me some sort of ambivalence, and I did like this, even though it was really flawed. So I would read from this author again. I just hope next time she gets a more thorough editor, both copy and developmental, and that she listens. There was a lot of inside baseball in the book publishing world in England from this, and that was pretty fun. So I would recommend this, especially if you like murder mysteries, and especially if you like murder mysteries that are about books. But it's not the best thing I've ever read, but it did its job. Normally I would unhaul it, but first of all, look at this cover. It is very pretty. But second of all, I'm keeping it as like a trophy, and I did go ahead and mark that it was my ultimate book video book and the dates that I read it, and put Lily's name in it. That's sentimental and kind of weird, but it's fine. You know, you don't really know who you are, what you want, or how you're gonna react until something happens. And I did several things this weekend that I don't think that I would have expected I would have done, and not all of them are appropriate for this format. This has been the ultimate book video. Thank you for watching. I just realized half of my face is in shadow, and I just don't really care. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. My cat died. So 3.75 stars. I might round up on I'm probably going to round up on Goodreads. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with this very weird video that is probably kind of morbid, / definitely is kind of morbid and weird and probably disjointed and not very much about the book. I don't know. If you've made it to the end, please leave me a cat. Some sort of cat, obviously. Emoji, if you don't have anything else to say. Also, I realized that I've read so many murder mysteries this year, and I'm really into them right now. There's a good chance that if you're gonna suggest to me a murder mystery, I've probably already heard of it and put it on my TBR, but go ahead anyway and leave me your favorite murder mysteries, because if there is one that I have not heard of that is good, that I should be paying attention to, I want to put it on my TBR. So please leave me your favorite murder mysteries. And also tell me about your cats, because cats are great. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned if you would like some sad sack content about my cat and my very first song that I paid for a license to play. They didn't have the vocal version, so I went with an instrumental version, but I did play ABBA Gold like on repeat the whole day before she died. So it's just in my head now, and I'm always going to associate this song with Lily. So hope you had a good weekend. Hope that somebody had a good weekend. Well, I mean, my weekend was all right. Grieving is good. Okay, love you, bye. You say stuff? What? Say it louder. Yeah? What does that mean? Yeah. Bossing me around until the very end.
Talk louder.
Okay, our prices have never been lower.
Son, you have to talk louder.
Never been lower.
Louder, son!
But liquor! Our prices have never been lower!